Do subscribe to Filter Kaapi and click on the bell icon to get regular updates.
A couple of days back, I was speaking to Allah Ramakrishna Reddy, who is the MLA from Mangalgiri, in which a large part of the Amaravati capital zone lies in Andhra Pradesh. And I asked him, what is really the YSR Congress government stand on Amaravati? Does it really want to persist with Amaravati, or will it actually put in money in order to ensure that it is a decent capital? Because when I was visiting Amaravati a couple of weeks back, all I saw was bad roads, incomplete constructions, a general state of disrepair. It does not look like a state capital from any angle. And this is what Ramakrishna Reddy said, that no, our Chief Minister Jaganmohan Reddy has said that Amaravati is definitely our capital, and we will work out of the temporary secretariat that has been unfortunately constructed in a flood zone, which is a fact, because when it rains, the entire building leaks. And the advisor to the Chief Minister, Ajay Kalam, was telling me about how the construction cost was very high, but the quality of construction really was not of good quality at all. Given the fact that the temporary secretariat, which was meant to be a temporary secretariat, which now Jaganmohan Reddy plans to work out of, also the assembly is also constructed at the same place. That will be the, as far as the seat of power is concerned. But the present YSRCP regime has absolutely no plans to develop the remaining part of Amaravati. So the 33,000 acres of land that farmers gave up, fertile land, of course in a flood zone, gave up for as part of the land pooling, is going to go largely waste. And that's what we are seeing in Amaravati. As I said, largely a lot of constructions which are in different stages of construction left alone. There is a huge labor force in Amaravati, in Vijayawada, which does not have any work at this point in time. And that's what the YSRCP's government's approach towards Amaravati is: leave it as it is. We are not interested. We'll just make do with whatever little administrative structure which is there existing at this point in time. Now, in Visakhapatnam on Tuesday, the Municipal Administration Minister, Botsa Satyanarayana, who is a very senior minister in the Jaganmohan Reddy cabinet, he was earlier PCC chief, he was with Vice Rajshekar Reddy as part of his cabinet as well. He said that Amaravati's vulnerability to floods is an issue for the YSRCP government in Andhra Pradesh. And this is what he said, and I quote, that the Sivaramakrishnan committee, which had been formed at that point in time to kind of give options as to which can be the capital city of Andhra Pradesh in 2014, they had said that Amaravati is not a safe place to be the state capital of Andhra Pradesh. Today with the floods, and this is what Satyanarayana said, is being witnessed for all of you to see. So we need to discuss all these issues. We have found that it is going to be an expensive affair to construct flyovers, buildings and other structures. If at another place it costs about 1 lakh rupees to construct something, in Amaravati it will cost double the amount, that is 2 lakh rupees. So we need to create additional channels to take out all the water. A lot of public money is going to be wasted. The last sentence is critical. A lot of public money is going to be wasted, which essentially means that the Jaganmohan Reddy government is not interested in putting in more money into Amaravati, which is why in the state budget just a meager amount of 500 crore rupees was allotted. This came, of course, on the back of the World Bank pulling out, the other agencies which are going to give money to the construction of Andhra Pradesh, Amaravati, that is the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, the AIIB, also pulling out of the Amaravati project. So basically, Amaravati has been orphaned by the Jaganmohan Reddy government now. Nothing surprising given the fact that soon after he won the elections, and in fact even during the election campaign, he was terming Amaravati as a huge scam. He said it was a case of insider trading. A lot of senior Telugu Desam leaders had bought land and had benefited from the insider knowledge that this is going to be the region where the state capital is going to be invested. So he had ordered all civil works to come to a complete halt in Amaravati soon after he took over as the chief minister in the last week of May. What has this resulted in? This has resulted in the real estate sector completely crashing in Amaravati. So if you could buy an acre of land sometime last year, or in fact anytime before May, for say about 1.5 crore to 2 crore of rupees, depending on the location of that parcel of land, today, the same goes for about 1/4 the cost. It has led to distress sale. Even apartments, there are close to 25,000 apartments which are in different stages of construction. They're all going as part of distress sale because nobody wants to come and stay in an Amaravati which is completely dead after dusk. Once the government closes its business for the day, after 5 p.m., after 6 p.m., there is no life in Amaravati. In fact, even among the bureaucracy, I remember visiting these very fancy apartments which were being constructed by the Chandrababu Naidu government for IAS officers, for IPS officers, even for different grade of officers working in the Andhra Pradesh government. There are no takers for those apartments now, because even among the bureaucracy, and this is what a senior IAS officer told me, there is no enthusiasm for those apartments anymore, because who will want to live in a place that has no life beyond a government secretariat? So it's not even as good as the Naya Raipur in Chhattisgarh. Now, Chandrababu Naidu, in contrast, wanted to build Amaravati at a cost of about 50,000 crore rupees. He wanted it to be the best world capital. That is obviously not happening, because Jaganmohan Reddy does not see Amaravati at this point in time anything more than an administrative pit stop. Now, the worst hit will be the farmers, who were getting a certain amount of money every year. They were also hoping that after the entire state capital is developed, they will actually make a whole lot of money. Those were the dreams that were sold to them by the Chandrababu Naidu government. The Jaganmohan Reddy government has literally poured cold water over all those dreams. And in this monsoon season, that is in fact a very cruel irony. The TDP obviously very upset with those remarks made by Botsa Satyanarayana, because that essentially brings down Amaravati's brand equity even more. Already there is no work happening there. The brand equity has suffered. The real estate market has crashed. When Satyanarayana talks about we'll have to re-examine it, it essentially means that the Jaganmohan Reddy government's thinking is that it does not want to invest one more Naya Paisa in Amaravati. The TDP sees Amaravati as its legacy. It says that Satyanarayana's remarks are baseless, they are irresponsible, and building a capital of any magnitude requires investment in terms of finances, in terms of land and people, and to write off a capital city citing high costs goes to show the lack of interest and commitment of the state government to build Amaravati. This is a legacy that the YSR Congress party is willing to discontinue, depriving the Telugu people of a capital that they can call their own. So what the TDP says is that the Jaganmohan Reddy government and the Chief Minister are doing this deliberately in order to ensure that Chandrababu Naidu does not walk away with any of the credit, because he is seen as the architect, as the brain behind the construction of Amaravati, and that's where they are doing it. So what would the Jaganmohan Reddy government do next? Would it go in for various other cities and not have a dedicated capital city except in name? That's one option, because this was in fact one of the options given even in 2014, that don't make the Hyderabad mistake. In between 1995 and 2004, when Chandrababu Naidu was Chief Minister of United Andhra Pradesh for 9 years, he put all his eggs into the Hyderabad basket and did not develop the other parts of Andhra Pradesh cities like Visakhapatnam or Vijayawada or Tirupati or Kurnool. Only Hyderabad was developed, and most people believed that with Amaravati, Chandrababu Naidu was making the same mistake. He had not learnt his lessons. Everything was being put into the Amaravati basket. His whole administration was entirely Amaravati focused. So he was making the same kind of mistake, was what the criticism against Chandrababu Naidu was. Jaganmohan Reddy obviously is not interested. So he would want to kind of develop various cities like Visakhapatnam, Tirupati, Vijayawada, Kakinada, Kurnool, Kadapa as different kind of cities, Anantapur as an industrial belt, so that the entire state develops, and have Amaravati only as an administrative capital. That's definitely an option. But Chandrababu Naidu believed that when investors came calling, they needed to be showcased something, which is why he thought of towers, which kind of would be some kind of a symbol of Amaravati. He had engaged several architects from around the world, from London, from Singapore, from Japan, in order to contribute and brainstorm about what kind of designs would go into the building of the construction of Amaravati. Even someone like Bahubali film director S Rajamouli was roped in to make suggestions, to give suggestions to the architect firm in London. So Chandrababu Naidu obviously investing a lot of time and energy and space to the construction of Amaravati. That has come to a zero. Whether it's good or bad, we do not know, because obviously Jaganmohan Reddy's bigger problem is that he has inherited an almost empty exchequer. He does not have money to throw out for the construction of Amaravati, given the fact that even the center will not contribute a single Naya Paisa more to the construction of this grandiose Amaravati capital that Chandrababu Naidu had envisaged and dreamt of. His focus, Jaganmohan Reddy's focus, focus at this point in time is to ensure that the social welfare programs, the promises that he had made during his 3,600 kilometer Padayatra and during the election campaign, he fulfills them. So his focus is going to be on health, his focus is going to be on education, his focus is going to be on all those social welfare programs that he thinks will get him back to power in 2024. He believes that he does not want to make the same mistake that Chandrababu Naidu made by being completely Amaravati focused. The TDP, of course, believes that he is trying to dismantle the legacy that Chandrababu Naidu has left Andhra Pradesh with. Jaganmohan Reddy believes that it's a new beginning as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. So definitely Amaravati has taken a back seat under this regime, and whether it will be completely dismantled. Already there is nothing happening in Amaravati, as I said. Whether things will go from bad to worse, we do not know. But yes, as of now, Amaravati is a state capital only in name and nothing of that grand capital that Chandrababu Naidu wanted to build. Thank you very much for watching this edition of Filter Kaapi.